broke open a down pillow to show how Dutch Glow attracts less dust so you'll clean less often.
My company cleans thousands of homes and offices every year, and we even trust Amish wood milk on painted wood surfaces because harsh chemical cleaners can etch your painted wood over time.
When they're outside the lines, Dutch Glow comes through every time.
Use Dutch Glow on oak, cherry, pine, maple, teak, hickory, and on any painted wood surface too.
It'll also remove scuff marks from baseboards and cabinet doors. Join the generations of sportsmen that trust Amish wood milk for their wood. Call now and get your bottle of Dutch Glow for just $10. We'll also include a second bottle of Dutch Glow with our special wood floor nozzle. Just pay separate shipping and processing. But if you call right now, we'll even include our jumbo microfiber polishing cloth absolutely free. You get it all. A huge value. Here's how to order.
To order, call 1-800-779-7001 and get 2 bottles of Dutch Glow for just $10 plus shipping and processing. That's 1-800-779-7001 or go to DutchGlow.com right now.
Mondays, only the Weather Channel takes you this far. Inside a hurricane.
It's just total chaos.
If you think you've seen it all, look again.
You've got to be kidding me.
A new original series, Hurricane 360, premiering Monday at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 91 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. High 91. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 77. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather Geeks, Sundays at noon on the Weather Channel.
Yeah, it's crazy. That car is flooded.
It was just mass pandemonium and the rain was still falling.
This is Interstate 75 and take a look at it right now. It looks like a river.
And people were starting to back up and turn around to get off of the freeway.
I'm going to be here a while. Several cars surrounded by water. Those drivers in those cars had to abandon their vehicles. Firefighters had to rescue them.
Never in my life have I seen anything like this.
Dramatic images coming out of Michigan. We thank you for joining us. I'm Kyla Grogan.
And I'm Vivian Brown. Well, we began this half hour in the Motor City because parts of the city are still underwater. Take a look at this amazing video. It travels along with the tires as it travels through the flooded neighborhood. You can pretty much see just how high the waters are. Michigan State Police are actively searching the flooded freeways to make sure no one else is trapped in cars. A dive team is checking I-94 at Michigan Avenue and plan to check the interchange for I-696 and I-275. Right now, there aren't reports of people missing after severe flooding hit, but police want to be sure. Oh boy, it is a mess across much of the Midwest, mainly in the Detroit area, just north of Detroit in Warren, Michigan. That's where we've had reports of the hardest hit conditions with flooding just everywhere. Okay, Kyla, tell us more.
Yeah, so here's the problem. The rain that came down so quickly here, 6.27 inches in Southfield, Michigan, some of the worst totals that we saw, about 4.5 inches in Detroit Metro, and that flooded all the major freeways and the roads. You saw people having to abandon their cars just to get out of there. This is where the heavier totals came down. So you see those reds and oranges rolling right through Detroit, even down into Toledo. See that purple? That's even higher. So the oranges and reds about 4 to 5 inches of rain, and then the purple even higher than that. But we've we've got a second problem. We have an upper level disturbance, a low pressure system sitting just to the north of you, Detroit, and it is drawing more moisture in around it in that counterclockwise circulation. So we're seeing some showers come into Michigan. We had a few roll through this morning. You can see more firing up to your west, and we do expect that we will see some more rain in the city as we go throughout the afternoon. So obviously that is terrible news when we've got these flooded roads and people just absolutely can't get out and about. You don't know the damage that's underneath the water too on those roads, and we have more rain potentially coming as we get into our afternoon. Now it will start to clear out as we get into the overnight hours. So let's future track this forward for you. There's 8 p.m. tonight, still some rain coming down in Detroit, but you see as we get into the 10 o'clock hour in the overnight hours, it does start to clear out. Good news that I can leave you with is that the sunshine will be out tomorrow. That will help so much to help get things cleaned up and give those crews a chance to assess all of the damage. So here's your forecast for the next few days. While we have to deal with those storms yet again today and all the danger that the flooding has left, by Wednesday we are in those 70s. We've got sunshine. It should be really nice as far as the weather is concerned. That will help. And on Thursday, staying dry as well. Temperatures in the low 70s. Vivian.
All right, well, let's check out the Northeast because more storms are expected throughout the day. Some of these storms could turn severe. We've already had very heavy rain and flooding issues around not only Detroit, but D.C., as we've had almost 3 inches reports of in the area. Boston, you too, looking for increased clouds throughout the day today, and the rain will move in certainly by tomorrow. So what is the big weather story over the Northeast? Rain and storms expected for you. Here is the setup. We have a cold front that's coming in. Kyla just told us about the area of low pressure and cold air aloft with some stronger storms here on the back side of the front. But out ahead of it, we have just a steady batch of rain, and included in this steady batch of rain, you can see some embedded stronger storms. And again, this is where we've had those heavier downpours and flooding issues in and around the D.C. area. Between D.C. and Baltimore, very heavy rain has already fallen. We're talking 2-3 inches or more. Anne Arundel County still under a flash flood warning. We've even had reports of water rescues in this area as well. So take a look at some of the rainfall totals. Again, over 3 inches, almost 3.5 inches just north and east of the District of Columbia. Now, north and east of this whole area, we're finding other batches of rain, perhaps not as heavy, but wet nonetheless, over the northeastern parts of Pennsylvania and the south central parts of New York. So this is a region that we will continue to watch today with the surface cold front approaching. And tomorrow, look at that heavy rain moving into the New York City area, Boston, Hartford, Providence. But we think Thursday maybe you will start to dry out, but still looking at rain over the northern parts here of New England, say across northern New Hampshire and the northern parts of Maine. And this is where 3 to 5 inch pockets can be found, say from now until Thursday morning. So watching the entire northeastern corridor. Now, so far, the start of summer season, we had some heavier downpours, so grounds are generally saturated here across the Northeast. So you talk about flood alerts in effect for this region. So please know where you are relative to any flood-prone areas. New York City, again, today those thunderstorms could be rumbling in later on, and thunderstorms tomorrow. But by Thursday, again, we will clear out, returning to sunshine and temperatures in the low 80s in New York City. Kyla?
Thank you, Vivian. We head to Tampa, Florida right now, where we've hit the 90-degree mark. You can see the clouds in the sky, though. We are not going to warm up a whole lot more than that. That's about where we'll sit at. And you can see some people out on the beach, but we do have storms heading in today, and we'll certainly see that kick up as we get into the afternoon hours. And the South in general is going to be dealing with stormy weather right through the midweek. In fact, in Tampa, you're going to get those afternoon showers pretty much every day this week. Here's the setup for it. We've got a cold front that's been tracking towards the southeast, all that warm, moist air coming in ahead of it. That front actually stalls out, and so that kind of keeps this pattern very active, and we get those showers rolling in, and that's what we've already seen today. And you can see plenty of it streaming in from the Gulf, rolling right on into places like Cedar Key that have seen some showers. Also, we had some in Ocala right along I-75, and some lightning associated with these as well. Now, they are starting to make their way over to the East Coast, so Daytona Beach, you can see some of that lightning and rain heading your way. And as we take a look at today, we're going to see those scattered thunderstorms from Nashville to Atlanta to Charlotte and down into Florida. By tomorrow, we clear out in places like Atlanta. But you can see as we get that stalled out front, it stays very active in Florida with those scattered thunderstorms all the way from Jacksonville right on down to Miami. So the rain that will pick up with this, well, the area that you see where they're getting the rain right now, they're in north central Florida, about 1 to 2 inches as it cuts its way across the state, but about up to an inch for the rest of the state, not quite as high of a total. Tampa, here's your forecast. Watch out as we get later into the day. We could start to see a few showers pop up, and then tomorrow, hit or miss thunderstorms. Temperatures about the same there, making it up to that 90-degree mark. So we're about where we should be temperature-wise. On Thursday, more of the same. Hit or miss thunderstorms is kind of a repeat record on that one, Vivian.
All right, thanks very much, Kyla. Well, let's take you back to Detroit because this has been our top weather story of the day. Huge flooding problems. Now, you can see that this road doesn't have a whole lot of rain on it, but there were many scenes where the highway was totally covered with water. Still just a muddy mess. Take a look here. You can see some streets were turned into streams, roads turned into rivers all across the downtown area, and even north of Detroit around Warren. That's where some of the hardest hit conditions were. Now, this is 24 hours worth of radar data, and again, you can see it was overnight last night that we had that batch of very heavy rain. There you see the yellows and the reds that pushed through Detroit and just north of town, and this is the result. You talk about over 5 inches of rain in Detroit and the Warren area just north of the city, and that led to major flooding issues. Many of the interstates are still covered in water even as we speak. Well, severe storms on the prowl in the Pacific Northwest as well. Significant rain getting set to drench places like Seattle, Portland, and Spokane. We'll talk more when we come back.
Currently in our area, 91 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. High 91. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 77. Here's our 7-day outlook.
When I had my first migraine, I was lucky. That sounds crazy, I know, but my mom got migraines, so she knew this would help. Excedrin migraine starts to relieve my pain in 30 minutes, plus sensitivity to light, sound, even nausea. Excedrin migraine works.
Plan your unique North Carolina experience today at visitnc.com.
Is your back acting up again? Is lower back pain a daily drain? If you're one of the millions who suffer from excruciating agony of lower back pain, you need Be Active, the revolutionary new acupressure system that instantly helps ease discomfort in your lower back, buttocks, and legs. Watch. Just slip on Be Active and tighten the strap. You'll immediately begin experiencing instant relief. Back pain often radiates from the lower back to your lower extremities, but apply Be Active to the trigger point below the knee for instant relief. The secret is the AcuPoint pressure pad that switches off the pain trigger that activates the lower back pain.
The Active provides firm pressure behind the knee on the specific pressure point, which can help relieve the pain and suffering from sciatica.
Wow, I can feel comfort already.
It's like right away relief.
I just put it on, but I can feel it already easing the pain.
But now I don't feel the pain at all. This is really something. You can't see the relief? I can feel it.
It kind of feels like it's relaxing that muscle.
I'm 8 months pregnant, and I definitely wish I found this a couple months ago.
No, I'm not going to give you this back now.
Be Active gives you the ability to instantly be active again. Wear it while exercising. Bend down without pain and keep up with the kids. So discreet, it's invisible under your clothing, yet so comfortable you can even sleep in it. Be Active easily adjusts to fit any length so everyone can live pain-free. Expensive pain relievers wear off, but Be Active is always there to deliver the pain relief you need. Now start living pain-free with the acupressure point therapy of Be Active. for just $19.99. But wait. Call now and we'll double the offer free. Just pay separate processing. If you don't begin to get instant relief, send it back and owe nothing. You get it all for just $19.99. So call or click now.
To order, call 1-800-509-4171. That's 1-800-509-4171 or go online at BeActiveBrace.com. Call or click today.
Hi, Phil Swift here. This is FlexShot, the easy way to caulk, bond, and seal virtually everything.
And it's so easy to use. Simply push the trigger to make quick repairs with pinpoint accuracy. FlexShot fills huge cracks and holes, making everything completely waterproof.
FlexShot comes out nice and thick. It fills in large cracks and holes, and when you stop, it stops. And it dries to this. A super tough, stretchy rubber. It expands and contracts.
Water gushes out of this huge hole. But after it's sealed with FlexShot, there's absolutely no leaks. That's amazing. FlexShot is a super strong adhesive. It's ideal for all your repairs.
To show you the strength of FlexShot, I'm going to blast holes in that boat with this cannon. Ready? Look at all this damage, and we're going to repair it using FlexShot. FlexShot sealed every hole. Imagine what you can do with the power of FlexShot.
This incredible formula lasts up to 30 years and is mildew resistant, perfect for kitchens and baths.
Messy caulks dry out. What a waste. But with FlexShot, there's no waste. You can use it over and over again.
You can get FlexShot for just $19.99. Plus, we'll include this extension tube. But wait, we're going to double your order. That's 2 cans of FlexShot. Plus, I'll throw in a free handy can of Flex Seal, the easy way to stop leaks fast. You get it all for just $19.99. Order now.
To order, call 1-800-738-4541. That's 1-800-738-4541. Or go to FlexShotTVOffer.com. This offer is not available in stores, so call or click now.
Michigan has been slammed by heavy rain and flash floods over the past 24 hours or so. Roads are closed. Some motorists absolutely stranded by the unprecedented flooding.
One fatality was reported. A woman who'd been trapped in her car suffered cardiac arrest. Now, that occurred in the town of Warren, Michigan, near Detroit, just north of Detroit, in fact. So joining us now is the mayor of Warren, Mr. James Fouts. Thank you so much for joining us, Mayor. What are the conditions there right now?
Well, the conditions have cleared up somewhat, and it's not like it was last night or even early this morning. And I would just like to tell your Weather Channel audiences to just put this in perspective. We had 5.5 inches of rain in a half hour, and that went on for a long time. The officials told us we would have ended up with 55 inches of snow had it been in the wintertime, and that would have been a tremendous amount. As it was overwhelming. I just spoke with Governor Snyder of Michigan, and he indicated to me that this is a record 100-year storm. We have not seen anything like this in 100 years. And in effect, in Warren, which is the third largest city in the state, our residents, in effect, became refugees in their own county and their own city. We had to emergency transport hundreds of people from, for example, Lowe's Shopping Center. There were 500 people trapped in the parking lot because it was above Van Dyke where there was 5 feet of water or more. So we sent emergency vehicles in and recreation buses to transport these people to the recreation center. We rescued almost 100 people out of Buddy's Pizza and transported them to the recreation center. We had over 1,000 abandoned cars in the same area. We had hundreds of cars submerged. We had a tragedy, as you mentioned, of a 31-year-old woman who encountered a stressful situation which they believe induced cardiac arrest, and unfortunately she passed away. This is clearly the flood of 2014, which we'll never, ever forget. Also, we had a tragedy where a young girl, 13, was hanging from a yield sign, and she was rescued by people in a boat where there should not be boats. It should be where cars travel. All main thoroughfares were submerged. I-96 is still closed, and most streets last night were not passable. and we had 3 times the EMS calls that we normally had. We have 5 electrical fires, so much so that probably the biggest thing today is basement flooding, and I've had a tremendous amount of people who've been calling me about their basements being flooded for the first time, and they don't know what to do. So much so that I issued an order that in effect is all hands on deck, and I told our inspectors who normally go out to inspect property and blight inspectors and what have you to discard any kind of inspection. All I want them to do is to go out, all hands on deck, and to assist our residents, because we have a number of seniors. I met with a younger woman today with children that she has a basement flooding and she doesn't know what to do. People don't have the money, and so with that all in mind, I've contacted Congressman Levin, our congressman, to ask FEMA to come in with emergency help. I spoke with the governor just a few minutes ago, and I've asked for help with him through MDOT and through some other officials to get help. And right now the focus is on clearing our streets and flooded basements, and flooded basements continue to be the first and worst aftermath of this storm. And we're talking perhaps about thousands of people who have flooded basements and do not have the money or the wherewithal to take care of it. As I told one of your reporters earlier, I had an 85-year-old woman call me on the phone last night. And by the way, I was on the phone from 7:30 until 1 o'clock fielding calls, and she said she didn't know what to do. Her husband was just diagnosed with dementia. They live by themselves. They don't have anybody to help them, and they have a basement that's submerged. So,
thank you, Mayor. And obviously some stories coming out of there. We're going to get back with you and check in coming up as well. We'll be right back, though. We're going to continue to track this story as Weather Center Live continues.
Covert ops? Double agent? Spy thriller? You don't know ARP. Thanks to the AARP Tech program, this guy is spying on his new grandson. AARP Tech gets people better connected to technology to better connect with each other with social media, digital devices, and apps. If you don't think #LoveDad when you think AARP, then you don't know ARP. Find more surprising possibilities and get to know us at aarp.org/possibilities.
I'm Creek Stewart, Weather Channel survival expert. Every Sunday night, we're taking 3 regular guys deep into the woods.
Are you serious?
Where we'll teach them not just to survive,
Joe makes fire,
but how to truly live.
Look at this caveman.
Show yourself what you're made of on Weather Channel Survival Sundays. At 9, it's So You Think You'd Survive. Then at 10, Fat Guys in the Woods. Every Sunday night on the Weather Channel.
Are you ready?
Off the couch, into the weather.
Currently in our area, 91 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. High 91. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 77. Here's our 7-day outlook.
National Back to School Day.
Time to dust off the old letter jacket.
Yeah.
What does the L stand for?
Lunch.
Pretty sure you can't letter in lunch.
Wow.
Half-price cheeseburgers all day on August 14th for National Back to School Day. This is how you Sonic.
Can this decadent fruit top pastry with indulgent streusel crumble be from Fiber One? New Fiber One streusel.
Let's make an entrance. Let's go against the grain. This way, that way, even up that way. Let's review this, workshop that. Let's save, and then let's get down to it. Let's make your home feel like this, and and make you feel like this. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Marazzi Montagna wood look tile flooring is now just $239 a square foot.
Oh no. Can you fix it, Dad?
Yeah, I can fix that. I wanted a car that could handle anything.
I fixed it!
That's why I got a Subaru Legacy.
Symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 36 mpg.
I gotta break more toys.
Introducing the all-new Subaru Legacy. It's not just a sedan, it's a Subaru.
You can search for flight deals until you get really frustrated. Or use Kayak to search hundreds of travel sites to find the best deal in seconds. Kayak. Search one and done.
Looking good, Flo.
Feeling good. Feeling real good.
Did you know a 10-second test could help your business avoid hours of delay caused by slow internet from the phone company? That's enough time to record a memo.
Idea for sales giveaway.
Return a call. Sign a contract. Pick a tie. Take a break with Mr. Duck. Practice up for the business trip. Fly to Florida. Win an award. Close a deal. Hire an intern. And still have time to spare.
Go to ComcastBusiness.com/check-your-speed. If we can't offer faster speeds or save you money, we'll give you $150. Comcast Business. Built for business.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local boys and girls clubs. Great futures start here.
Doors for $19 and Ray-Ban sunglasses for just $85.
Sunday night, the Weather Channel asks, so you think you'd survive a volcano eruption? So you think you'd survive Sunday night at 9 on the Weather Channel.
It is time now for your tropical update.
And hurricane specialist Carl Parker is standing by with the very latest. The system in the Atlantic not looking too good.
No, it's not, Viv, and it went from having a 30% chance of developing yesterday down to 20% this morning. Now it's down to 0, according to the Hurricane Center, and as you mentioned, not looking very good. So this is off the coast of Africa, moving into the central part of the Atlantic. As we look at the surface winds, right in here is where it's located, but there is not much in the way of thunderstorm activity associated with it, and that is one of the things that you must have in order for a tropical system to develop. There's a lot of dry air to the north. There will continue to be really on all sides of this thing, so it may not develop very much. It may end up being just an area of heavier rain that comes across the Lesser Antilles and then the Greater Antilles through the weekend. Here is Julio, well off to the north of Hawaii, 65-mile-per-hour tropical storm. It's just going to weaken out there, and then this is an invest area now south of Mexico. It's being given a 90% chance of developing by the National Hurricane Center, so it's getting really close to becoming a tropical depression. One of the things that we need to see in order to have a tropical depression is a low-level circulation. The other one is a persistent area of thunderstorms near that center of circulation, and the storms really died off last night, but they're firing up once again, and you can just make out that bit of circulation that is now south of Mexico. So that is probably going to be our next Eastern Pacific tropical depression, and it may very well turn into a tropical storm, in which case it would be Karina. Now, I want to show you one model's interpretation of future events. This is the USGFS model, and we're looking at the low-level winds. So there is Julio right there, the stronger winds near the core of the storm. That's going to dissipate, and then we'll take this through the next several days. Watch the development of the system south of Mexico, and so what we are seeing by Monday is a pretty well-developed system. That could be a tropical storm. It could be Karina, maybe even something stronger than that. What this model is also showing is another system not very far away from Hawaii, which is remarkable when you consider it wasn't long ago that we were looking at 2 storms possibly taking aim on Hawaii. One, of course, moved in, one did not. And perhaps we will be facing something similar early next week. But this is just one model, and not all models agree on that point.
All right, well, let's check on the inland areas over the next 7 days to see what we expect in terms of storminess. Well, we have an area of red here in western New York and Pennsylvania. We're watching this region for storms later this afternoon. We've already had some heavy rain and flooding issues around the D.C. area. Another pocket we're concerned with is in the Pacific Northwest later today. East of Seattle, that's where those storms could turn severe, but anticipating the showers and storms today in Seattle, and that will be the case tomorrow. Improving conditions for most of the east tomorrow even, and you can see Thursday really clearing out over the mid-Atlantic and much of the New England coast. But much of the Mississippi Valley staying dry right on through Thursday at least. The middle of the country too, from the Dakotas down into Texas, with the heat on the increase here in Dallas. Look at Friday, 99 degrees. It'll be even hotter than that going through the weekend, because here's a look at Saturday, 101 we're forecasting in the Big D. Scattered showers and storms over the Midwest on Saturday, so make your plans accordingly if you have big outdoor plans. Here's a look at the forecast for Sunday, watching much of the Mississippi Valley here into the Ohio Valley and the Northeast. We'll be drying out for the Pacific Northwest on Sunday, and here's a look at the forecast for Monday. We're noticing the rain basically over parts of the Midwest, but definitely clearing out over the Pacific Northwest. Kyla?
Thank you, Vivian. Well, take a look at this picture we got in from Truckee, California. That's up by the Nevada-California border of a storm rolling in yesterday. Kind of a beautiful shot there. And we are getting ready to start a new segment where we take a look at the top 5 pictures of the week. And so this could be one of them maybe, or maybe it'll be one that you took. You never know.
Could definitely be a contender. That's a pretty good looking picture there.
It is. Bonnie Schneider and Dave Schwartz are up next to keep the coverage going. Have a great day, everybody.
Right. Have a good afternoon.
Currently in our area, 88 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. High 91. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 77. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Total chaos and carnage in a major city. More than 1,000 vehicles abandoned. And the flood danger is present in Detroit.
But that threat is also moving east. We'll show you the major cities on alert tonight.
From the Weather Channel headquarters in Atlanta, you're watching Weather Center Live. And thanks so much for joining us today. I'm Dave Schwartz.
And I'm Bonnie Schneider, filling in for Alex Wilson. Today, millions of people are at risk from one of the most dangerous forms of severe weather, flooding. Check out this truck wading through Warren, Michigan. One death is being reported from the Warren area. A woman was found trapped in her car nearly under 3 feet of water. She suffered cardiac arrest. Warren's Mayor Jim Fouts is now calling the National Guard for help. 5.2 inches swamped the roads and some basements in the city. Dave has a look at where that heavy rain is headed next.
And we are going to talk to the mayor of Warren, Michigan later this hour. And does he have some stories to tell? Hang in for that. Yes, from the Great Lakes all the way to the Northeast, we've got a flood threat. Here in Detroit, we got a break, but new thunderstorms have developed just to the west of town, so we could get some more drenching rains. There's not as much moisture available in the atmosphere, plus things are moving along. So I'm not expecting a repeat of yesterday's almost 5 inches in Detroit. Rain is now overspreading the Delaware Valley. We've had some heavy rain and flooding in Washington, D.C. And between Washington and Baltimore, there are estimates of about 3 inches of rain. A flash flood warning remains in effect northeast of Washington for Anne Arundel County, Baltimore City, and Howard counties in the Baltimore area. And look at this rain. I mean, this is really serious. It's just over the same area for hours now. Here in Washington, D.C., we still have moderate to heavy rain. Be careful. Some roads are out. It's going to be a slow rush hour home. We just have to be patient. And if you see, look at this, 3.4 inches south side of Baltimore. If you see flooded roadway, turn around, don't drown. Don't even bother with it. As long as we have this southerly flow, we have the potential for heavy rain. And that moves from Michigan to Maryland, as we see now, all the way into New England, where flood watches are in effect through tomorrow afternoon. Bonnie, that's the latest on the Northeast.
Lots of rain everywhere, and along with the flooding rain, there's also the chance for wind and hail damage, even potentially a tornado. That's why we have our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes, tracking it all from the Global Forecast Center.
Yeah, Bonnie, thanks. It's one of these days when we have a mixture of ingredients. We have a pretty strong cold front, pretty strong upper air system moving into that Midwest, Mid-Atlantic area, but not extreme instability. So not a huge outbreak, but as you say, some isolated damaging gusts, even a chance of a tornado. Here's the cold front that's pushing east. There is one warning in Ohio east of that. Warm, moist air from the Gulf of Mexico from the southwest. This warm front here separates a little bit of cooler air from the south and east, and where they collide a little bit later on today, we could even have a chance of a tornado in that collision zone there across central Pennsylvania down into parts of Maryland. Here's the upper feature that I was talking about. Look at that spin. Cold pocket aloft there coming across Michigan. Wouldn't even rule out a chance of some small hail behind the cold front in that, and a shower coming back into the Detroit area. They certainly don't need any more rain there, but usually it's in the areas out ahead of the cold front here from western New York down into Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Virginia, and Maryland, where we'll see the severe threat. And that's where I have it outlined here in the red, anywhere over into the area south of Lake Ontario, down to the Philadelphia area, southern New Jersey, down to Baltimore and Washington a little bit later on. Right now they're getting heavy rain. That might hold down the severe threat there, but where the sun is out across Virginia and West Virginia and eastern Ohio, some spotty damaging winds, and as I say, even a low chance of a tornado. Right now, a little bit of a backward sea, kind of a bow echo pulling across areas east of Cleveland and Akron, Portage and Trumbull counties. Threat for damaging winds there, and that ultimately going to just go north of Youngstown and up into the Meadville, Pennsylvania area. Thunderstorms not severe yet. Cambridge down into the area west of Parkersburg, West Virginia, and then building their way down toward Jackson in Kentucky. Not severe. Some of them may isolated go severe yet. As I mentioned later on this evening, as that along that warm front, we may get a chance of a tornado. Torcon 3 there, south central Pennsylvania and Maryland. Then as we head down into the Carolinas, we have had one warning already from some of these pop-up thunderstorms and the warmer conditions down in North Carolina. None at the moment. Some stronger storms up into the area south of Roanoke, Virginia, and then some stronger storms along that warm front north and east of Richmond. None of them severe, but locally heavy rain as we saw up into the Baltimore, Washington area. Tomorrow, this system pushes east. A low coming up into parts of the southern New England area. The upper jet stream disturbance negatively tilted northwest southeast gets right into there. And so I'm going to continue to have some severe thunderstorms from anywhere from southeast New York over into southern New England tomorrow. A low chance of a tornado. Mostly, it looks like it's going to be heavy rain. Bonnie?
Thanks, Dr. Forbes, for explaining that for all of us. Let's take a closer look at what's going on. We do have, unfortunately, some flooding to show you. A live picture, rather, to show you of New Orleans, Louisiana. We are expecting another hot day there, but the risk for storms. So if you're heading there on Interstate 10, you may encounter some showers and thunderstorms, whether you're heading from the east or the west. So be careful on your drive. Looking at this region as we head further to the east into Florida, what we're looking at is some rain. Yesterday, we were talking a lot about the rain working its way into Tampa. It looks like more of that is in the forecast forecast. You can see it's coming through right now, south areas there. As we head further up to the areas north into the Carolinas, the western Piedmont looking a little bit wet. We have rain coming into Hickory. That'll be working its way as well into Winston-Salem. Expect more rain in the forecast. But in terms of the storm timing, as we go into the evening hours, we're looking for this front to push a little further south, and it's likely to trigger some showers and thunderstorms as it slowly advances in through the evening hours. That's where we're likely to see those showers and thunderstorms firing up into New Orleans and Pensacola through much of the evening, and that will impact your morning, your evening commute. Now, behind it, though, we do have drier air, and that'll be coming into the overnight hours. Speaking about the drier air, I think that's the better part of the forecast in terms of good news. Notice the high pressure building in, so we're seeing a nice dry air coming in to cities like Atlanta, Birmingham, Jackson. It's going to feel better out there. It'll be sunny and warm into the latter part of the week, all the way to Montgomery and then back out to Memphis. We've had a lot of storms so far this season. So looking at the forecast, temperatures stay into the 80s, some are into the 90s, like in Montgomery, Alabama, where we could get all the way up to 92 degrees by the time we get to Thursday. And then, Dave, by Friday, it's even hotter with a high of 92 in Jackson, Mississippi.
All right, Bonnie, thanks for the heads up. Well, people across the desert Southwest could be seeing another round of dangerous winds and flooding themselves. One storm in Phoenix was so powerful, it took down a traffic signal. Find out where storms could hit next. And the Pacific Northwest also needs to watch out. Here's a live look at Portland. Find out when the cities can expect to get drenchers.
When I had my first migraine, I was lucky. That sounds crazy, I know, but my mom got migraines, so she knew this would help. Excedrin Migraine starts to relieve my pain in 30 minutes, plus sensitivity to light, sound, even nausea. Excedrin Migraine works.
Plan your unique North Carolina experience today at visitnc.com.
Whoa. Sweeten any moment with soft, fruity, chewy Fruit Vines Bites from the Red Vines family. Introducing Fruit Vines Bites. Live on the sweet side with Fruit Vines.
Take ZzzQuil and sleep like the kids went to Nana's house for the whole weekend. ZzzQuil, the non-habit-forming sleep aid that helps you sleep easily and wake refreshed, because sleep is a beautiful thing.
Need brakes? Pep Boys has the best brake service at the best price. Right now, get $50 off instantly on Precision Match brake service exclusively at Pep Boys. That's $50 off instantly. Trust the boys to get you there.
People of the upper world.
Yeah, nothing terrifying about that.
The Box Trolls, rated PG.
Currently in our area, 88 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. High 91. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 77. Here's our 7-day outlook.
America's Morning Headquarters with Sam Champion.
Not just a morning forecast, a morning show.
AMHQ with Sam Champion, the Weather Channel's brand new morning show.
What makes Florida's natural orange juice taste so uniquely fresh and delicious? Is it the rich Florida soil or the perfect blend of sunshine, rain, and temperature? Maybe it's the fact that Florida's natural oranges are never imported. They're raised right here in Florida and passed with care from our hands to yours. 100% pure, 100% Florida. Florida's natural. Try our new citrus smoothies in the chilled juice section next to our orange juice.
Morning and welcome to AMHQ. I'm Sam Champion. We've got a lot in store for you.
Florida's Natural is a proud sponsor of America's Morning Headquarters with Sam Champion. Weekday mornings on the Weather Channel.
Can't stop me, no, you can't stop me.
You want to save money on car insurance? No problem. You want to save money on RV insurance? No problem. You want to save money on motorcycle insurance? No problem. You want to find a place to park all these things? Forget about it. This is New York.
Hey, little guy, wake up.
Oh, come off it, mate.
Geico. Saving people money on more than just car insurance.
Remember the hassle of vacuuming before the Dyson DC-59 Motorhead? Before our direct drive cleaner head increased brush power to outclean the 5 best-selling full-size vacuums across carpets and hard floors without the hassle of a cord.
We're checking radar, and we're right here in the mid-Atlantic coast. Philadelphia now has some rain, but it's been a lot worse down I-95 between Baltimore and Washington. Tremendous rain. This is the current radar showing moderate to heavy rain from Baltimore to the airport and down to Annapolis, Anne Arundel, Baltimore, and Howard counties, all under this flash flood warning. Take no chances out there, my friend. You don't want to lose a life. We don't want to lose a car even. So if you come across a flooded roadway or an underpass or something, don't mess with it. Turn around. Be late. Call them on your cell phone. Washington, D.C. and Baltimore, drenched, and Alexandria, South Side also. Here we are. We have a fair amount of visibility from the White House here in Washington, D.C., but south of there and down toward down toward the river and down toward Mount Vernon, very heavy rain. We've already have reports of water up to the wheels, midway to the wheels of cars here in a parking lot near Linthicum Heights, Maryland. So please be careful here, all right? Just take it slow. That's all we need to do. Back to you, Bonnie.
All right, Dave. Well, we're looking at the Northwest now. We're going to take you to Seattle and show you what it's looking like there. We've got temperatures that are going to heat up today, just like they have been. It's really been an interesting summer in Seattle. Typically, you see highs maybe upper 70s, 80. I know the summers are short and people want to enjoy them, but there's been a lot of days where we've seen temperatures in the 90s in Seattle, and I think today might just be one of them. All right, stormy conditions late into the week for the Northwest. It's not just Seattle, certainly. We're monitoring the threat for severe weather in many locations, but we'll start off there. So 96 degrees yesterday. I told you, a lot of these 90-plus days. This was the hottest one on record, though, with measurable rain. So you not only had the heat, but you even had rain coming in at the same time. Notice the thunderstorms in the forecast for today, and we're likely to see that threat for tomorrow as well. Now, looking at the radar, Seattle, you're just getting spotty showers, but as you head further off to the west, some heavier downpours and even some thunderstorms to keep in mind. The reason we're seeing this area of disturbed weather is we have low pressure coming in from the northwest and the jet stream as well. This will trigger scattered showers and thunderstorms, and in places like Idaho, the weather could get severe at times into Boise as well, and we'll be watching this through much of Oregon. So keep in mind these scattered showers and thunderstorms could contain very gusty winds as well as frequent lightning strikes. So it's a dangerous situation in this part of the country. Be careful out there. Dave?
And in the southwest could get dangerous too because of flooding. Today is expected to be another active monsoon day here in Arizona. Heavy rain, the biggest threat. We've already had reports of flooded roads, winds have snapped trees and power lines, and a flash flood watch remains in effect here. So, boy, it's water, it's heavy rain, it's flooding that's making news all across the United States, Michigan and Maryland, and now here into the southwest. We're closer to the tropics, so we can get to big downpours. And the Storm Prediction Center says the best chance of thunder showers today anywhere in the country is central Arizona, the mountains right here. The Mogollon Rim, winds coming up from the south, rising, thunderstorms form. We could have some dust storms too. Right now it's raining at Bryce Canyon here in southern Utah, and also patchy showers. These are going to increase as the day wears on. Here in Phoenix, oddly enough, we haven't had any measurable rain since July 14th. All the rain is down here in Garlic Country. Matter of fact, there's a town down here called Garlic in Spanish, Ajo. A little mid-level spin here in the atmosphere too. So there we have it, my friend. We'll dry out eventually in the northwest late in the week, but stay moist here in Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, and Colorado, the Four Corner states. Bonnie.
Thanks, Dave. Now I know garlic in Spanish, what that means. All right. Well, it's been nearly a decade since Hurricane Charlie made landfall. So still ahead, we're going to look back at one element of the storm that made it so historic. Stay with us.
the hose that changed hoses forever. The lawn care breakthrough that revolutionized the way we water our gardens and wash our cars. The #1 selling expandable hose in the world. And wait till they see this. We've made it even better. The new Pocket Hose Ultra. The hose that expands and magically retracts back to where it started from. It's equipped with tight seal technology, guaranteed to give you a watertight seal every time. The secret is the super strong material of the amber tip connectors, 3 times stronger than the original. And look at this test compared to a common solid brass connector. At 300 pounds of pressure, the brass gets crushed, but the amber tip connector on the Pocket Hose Ultra stays strong and undamaged. It's as good as new. Say goodbye to leaky hoses that spray more water on you than on the lawn. Pick a Pocket Hose. Pocket Hose Ultra has double-layer construction like a fire hose with a scientifically developed elastomer hose on the inside that expands with water pressure and a new improved outer lining to protect it. And look at this. That's the Solar Stripe Shield. It actually protects the Pocket Hose Ultra from damaging UV rays and extends the life of the hose. This hose is built to last. In fact, it comes with a lifetime guarantee. If it ever leaks, even a drop, you get your money back. And even though it's the best pocket hose ever, the Pocket Hose Ultra won't cost you a penny more than the original. So why would you ever buy one of those other expandable hoses or stick with a heavy old monster hose that tangles and kinks? Pick a Pocket Hose, the new Pocket Hose Ultra. The 25-foot Pocket Hose Ultra is still just $12.99 and comes with the amber elbow that lets you screw on your Pocket Hose Ultra without scraping your knuckles. A $10 value, yours free. Call now and you can get a second Pocket Hose Ultra. Call now.
Call 1-800-213-8830 and get a special offer, second Pocket Hose Ultra and the elbow extension. So call 1-800-213-8830. That's 1-800-213-8830. Call now.
Mondays, only the Weather Channel takes you this far. Inside a hurricane.
Just total chaos.
If you think you've seen it all, look again.
Did you know a 10-second test could help your business avoid hours of delay caused by slow internet from the phone company? That's enough time to record a memo. Idea for sales giveaway. Return a call. Sign a contract. Pick a tie. Take a break with Mr. Duck. Practice up for the business trip. Fly to Florida. Win an award. Close a deal. Hire an intern. And still have time to spare.
Go to ComcastBusiness.com/check-your-speed. If we can't offer faster speeds or save you money, we'll give you $150. Comcast Business. Built for business.
At other car dealerships, the salesperson's job is to sell you a car at the highest possible price. The higher the price, the more they get paid. One price changes all of that. At Earl Stewart Toyota, our product specialists aren't concerned with price or profit. Their only job is to help you find the car you love and to give you every reason to keep coming back. Earl Stewart.
It's as low as $129 a year. For an agent, call 1-888-RAIN-914.
America's Morning Headquarters with Sam Champion.
Not just a morning forecast, a morning show.
AMHQ with Sam Champion, the Weather Channel's brand new morning show.
Currently in our area, 88 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. High 91. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 77. Here's our 7-day outlook.
I'm meteorologist Bonnie Schneider, and we are tracking some dangerous weather in Baltimore, Maryland. We've had flooding reports on the south side of the city, up to 4 inches of rain, and you can see the 6-hour rainfall really is showing some heavy amounts. So here's the look. You can see I-70 and just to the south, Washington, D.C., very heavy thunderstorms. A flash flood warning is in effect. Now, that means flash flooding is actually occurring now, so it is even more serious than a watch. Now, looking ahead to the D.C. area, we're expecting those thunderstorms to continue for the evening rush, so through 5 o'clock and even up till 9 o'clock tonight and into the overnight hours, we run the risk of dangerous thunderstorms. These storms have contained some dangerous wind gusts as well as frequent lightning. Now let's go take a look at the tropical update with Michael Lowry.
Hey, Bonnie, we have a few disturbances that are dotting the waters of the tropics, but we're going to start over land well to the east of us, over Africa, believe it or not, because it's the Sahara Desert. That's the reason why we have so many hurricanes in the Atlantic. So I want to talk a little bit about this feature that we call the African Easterly Jet, which is sort of responsible for the seedlings that become our hurricanes. You have the very hot, dry air over the Sahara to the north, but down to the south near the equator, you have a much cooler ocean in the Gulf of Guinea, and the difference between those two air masses creates this jet of winds at about 10 or 15,000 feet above the surface. This is what we call the African Easterly Jet. You might think of this almost like you would think of the winds along a cold front when you get two different air masses. And what happens to the south side of that jet is you have areas of spin, and those spin, those are what later down the road could become tropical depressions and hurricanes. In fact, if you look at our satellite today, you can see a big thunderstorm complex here over Africa. You have one over here just off the coast, and then one to the southwest of the Cape Verde Islands. These are all what we call tropical waves, easterly waves. They're just waves in the atmosphere. So if you look at the flow of the winds, probably about 20,000 feet up here, is you see that there is a sort of a wave-like a resemblance to each one of these. But the good news is that each one of these seedlings is going to be encountering dry air. You can see that on our water vapor picture, not expecting any development with any of those. Now, this is the type of year that people start to ask, well, you know, where are the hurricanes? We're now getting into August, which is the peak, kind of the peak months of the hurricane season. You can see in 2004, we had our first Hurricane Alex that occurred in July. Arthur occurred this year. If you look at 2004, Bonnie occurred. That was our second storm. We had Bertha just a few weeks ago, but the last storm in 2004 to form, or at least the first big one, was Charlie. Of course, we remember what happened with Charlie. That made landfall 10 years ago tomorrow. Significant impacts, the strongest winds that we saw from a hurricane since Andrew in 1992. Dave and Bonnie, back to you.
Thank you, Michael Lowry. Well, for obvious reasons, cruise companies are always aware of the weather, but hurricane season brings extra challenges.
Kate Parker tells us how cruise lines make sure it's smooth sailing no matter what Mother Nature has in store.
It's an industry driven by the weather.
We live with the weather and we're watching it every day.
The whole cruise is about the weather.
And when your job is to deliver an amazing vacation, the forecast comes first.
But the wind has picked up, that's for sure. You know.
Here on the bridge of the Royal Caribbean's Allure of the Seas, the captain and his crew are constantly monitoring wind, waves, fronts, and the setup for storms.
I'm looking at more or less 10 different weather forecasts. We try to look as far ahead as we can. We put a range on that. Oh, it's a big one.
But hurricanes can make life pretty complicated.
The safety element is very critical. We always move away from the hurricanes, so the ship is never put in a situation that we don't want to be.
And sometimes that means changing the itinerary, skipping ports, and going hundreds of miles off course.
Depends on how big the storm is, if you're going to pass on the west or the east of the storm in different places, so which way the storm is likely to turn.
And the complications mount when a hurricane threatens a turnaround port, which is exactly what happened in October 2012 during Hurricane Sandy.
On the timing that was just affecting every single of our turnaround ports. Miami, Port Everglades, Port Canaveral, Baltimore, New York. On a ship like this, you have basically 6,000 guests leaving and 6,000 guests coming back. And if you cannot arrive on that day, you can imagine the logistics around that needs to be made to arrange flights and schedules and things.
Those disruptions also mean extra time at sea, which is why all ships carry extra fuel and supplies during hurricane season. Just like guests have been planning this vacation for months.
You know, it's now 25 knots.
So have they. Armed with a plan and the forecast, they strive to give guests the royal treatment. I'm meteorologist Kate Parker, the Weather Channel.
Let's make an entrance. Let's go against the grain. This way, that way, even up that way. Let's review this, workshop that. Let's save, and then let's get down to it. Let's make your home feel like this, and make you feel like this. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Marazzi Montagna wood look tile flooring is now just $239 a square foot.
Why do you want the latest phones on Verizon's 4G LTE network?
Oh, man. Not again.
Oh, yes, again. Because you need performance when it really matters. Get the best devices on Verizon, America's largest and most reliable network, at Walmart.
Love the way your tires look right after applying Tire Shine, but hate that it washes right off with the first rainy day? Well, not anymore. Introducing White New Tire, the world's longest lasting tire dressing, a full 6 months. Just apply White New tires and let it dry. Your tire's shiny new finish will be protected from snow, slush, and road salts, from mud and muck, and from heat and sand, along with all the normal dust and road grime. And the shine won't wash away.
You've just seen my truck on camera, and as much as I love to go off-roading, I trust only White New to keep it like new.
Want proof? We applied White New to half of this tire and sent it through over 100 powerful car washes. White New Tire never washes away. White New Tire will last for 6 months of real-world environmental exposure, and we guarantee it. Traditional tire dressings can leave a greasy residue and even contain silicone that actually attracts dust. Here's how it works. Our revolutionary tire formula bonds to the surface of your tires, leaves no greasy residue, won't crack or peel, and most importantly, won't wash away, leaving only the White New Tire shine. Your tires will look better than new for months to come. Ordinary tire products need to be applied every car wash. Plus, they cause overspray and sling. Not the best thing for your paint. What a waste of time and money. Just apply White New Tire Shine once, saving you extra work and well over $100 at the car wash. White New Tire is only $14.99. Call right now and we'll double your order. Just pay additional handling. That's 2 White New Tire kits, enough to keep the tires on 2 cars looking shiny and new for a full 6 months. That's right, you get 2 White New Tire kits for just $14.99. Call now.
Order White New tires right now and we'll double the offer. That's right, enough White New tires for 2 cars. Enjoy your showroom new look for 6 months. We guarantee it. That's 1-800-621-3694. Call now.
Mondays, only the Weather Channel takes you this far. Inside a hurricane.
Just total chaos.
If you think you've seen it all, look again.
You've got to be kidding me.
A new original series, Hurricane 360, premiering Monday at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 88 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. High 91, chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 77. Here's our 7-day outlook.
America's Morning Headquarters with Sam Champion.
Not just a morning forecast, a morning show.
AMHQ with Sam Champion, the Weather Channel's brand new morning show.
Yeah, it's crazy. That car is flooded.
It was just mass pandemonium and the rain was still falling.
This is Interstate 75 and take a look at it right now. It looks like a river.
Then people were starting to back up and turn around to get off of the freeway.
I'm going to be here a while. Several cars surrounded by water. Those drivers in those cars had to abandon their vehicles. Firefighters had to rescue them.
Never in my life have I seen anything like this.
Those flooding images are incredible and heartbreaking. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Bonnie Schneider filling in for Alex Wilson.
And I'm Dave Schwartz. Now, that dangerous flooding, just one part of what could be a bumpy day and night weather-wise heading into the Northeast.
Here's some of the big metro areas we're watching right now. One of them certainly is Baltimore. That's where we've seen a lot of rain. We're also taking a look at New York City. We're watching for storms to develop there later on today and tonight, Dave.
And Dr. Greg Forbes is all over this one. Let's go to him. He is live in the Global Forecast Center.
Thanks, Dave. Big flooding problems right now in the Baltimore, Washington area. Some severe threat. I think the flooding will probably generally be worse. It is a situation, though, where we do have some pretty strong factors for this time of August coming east. A cold front. There are some severe thunderstorms eastern Ohio heading toward western Pennsylvania with that. This red warm front winds a little bit more from the southeast along that. So were we to get a tornado later this evening, it would probably be in that central Pennsylvania, Maryland, West Virginia panhandle area. Here's the situation. It's also pretty strong for this time of year. Cold pocket aloft. You can see that spinning counterclockwise low in Michigan. Might be enough there to give some small hail. Even another shower coming into the Detroit area. We don't want that, but it doesn't look like these will stall out. A lot of the warm, moist air coming in the high clouds there in the water vapor imagery, where we don't have a tremendous amount of instability, fortunately, today. So probably not a big severe outbreak, but spotty severe in the red areas. Eastern Ohio, West Virginia, Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, up into the Philadelphia, South New Jersey area, and parts of Pennsylvania and West Virginia, and New York State, I should say, as well as West Virginia. Mostly a damaging wind threat and locally heavy rain. Do have a couple severe storm warnings right now in eastern Ohio, north of Youngstown, Trumbull County. Damaging winds a possibility there. And then down south of Youngstown, Columbiana, Hancock, and Jefferson counties. A couple hours from now, these storms may come into the Pittsburgh area, might be severe. Storms continue southeast Ohio down into the Kentucky, West Virginia border area, heading toward Parkersburg. Not severe. I mentioned that warm front. That's why I've given a torque on a 3 today. A little on the low side, but wouldn't rule it out. South central Pennsylvania, Maryland, those shifting winds along that warm frontal area. We do have a few stronger thunderstorms. At times they've been severe in the warmer air down in parts of North Carolina. Not severe at the moment, heading toward Charlotte. Tornado warning right there in Essex, King and Queen, Middlesex counties. You can see a little bit of a hook echo right in there. This is Virginia. And so let me see if I can pull up the storm relative velocities on this one and take a look at that. Right in here we see, I'm doing this right on the fly, we can see some red and green, a broad rotation area right in around that area. So there's a broad rotation, but then right in around the Stevensville area, there's a little bit of a tighter core to that. So heading off toward the east-northeast across that area, possibility of a tornado. Then up in north and east of the warm front where it's a little cooler, but all that warm, moist air is getting lifted up, continues to rain. There's been 5 inches of rain now at the Baltimore Washington International Airport, and heavy rain. It looks like it'll continue for another couple hours in that area. Tomorrow, this whole weather system pushes farther east. Low pressure pulling in that moisture. So heavy rain from New York City up into southern parts of New England. Upper level jet stream comes in, though, gets over top of that. So if it gets warm enough, a little breaks in the sunshine, could be some severe thunderstorms. Southeast New York across the southern parts of New England would be a low chance of a tornado, as well as a spotty damaging wind gust. Then a different upper air system, northwest southeast tilted, pushing up into the Pacific Northwest, where it's kind of warm and unstable. So anywhere from parts of Idaho, Oregon, Washington here, you see that red shaded area, spotty damaging winds today and again tomorrow. Might even get close to the Seattle area tomorrow, and then over into parts of Oregon and Idaho as well. So 2 areas of the country we're watching with these pretty substantial upper air systems as they roll across for this time of August. Bonnie?
All right, well, now back to the extreme flooding in Michigan. State police, they are now actively searching the flooded freeways to make sure no one else is trapped in cars. A dive team is checking I-94 at Michigan Avenue and plan to check the interchange for I-696 and I-275. Right now, there aren't reports of people missing after severe flooding hit, but police want to be sure, especially with reports of more than 1,000 vehicles left abandoned. Dave?
And we're stressing the danger of this rain because of how quickly a storm can turn into a disaster. Now, we saw it last night in the Detroit area when more than 4.5 inches of rain shut down interstates, as we just saw, and stranded drivers in and sometimes on top of their cars. Well, the impacts are spread all around southeast Michigan. Joining us now on the phone is Mayor James Fouts of Warren, Michigan, which is a northern suburb of Detroit. Good afternoon, Mayor.
Good afternoon. I might add Warren is the third largest city in the state as well.
Third largest city, thank you. And not far from Robin Williams' hometown, I understand it too, Bloomfield Heights. Well, you had one heck of a time yesterday with that heavy rain, and a lot has happened. I understand that the water is safe to drink. Is that correct?
Yes, the water is safe to drink, and I'm happy to state that our waste treatment plant was able to put up sandbags and protect the facility. Had water got in, it would have shut down our waste treatment plant, and they would have had to discharge raw waste into the Red Run River, which would not have been good. We were able to take care of that. On a little bit of a sad note, we've had a second weather-related death. Earlier, we had a 31-year-old woman who died while driving in her car. She encountered almost 5 feet of water. They called it a stress-related cardiac death, and she died at the age of 31, which is really sad. Now we had a woman at the other end of the spectrum. A 100-year-old woman was found by her daughter floating in the basement, and she had apparently drowned in her own basement, probably trying to take care of the water. So we've had 2 weather-related deaths. And we've just, as you indicated, we've had, in the city of Warren alone, we've had over 1,000 cars abandoned. We've had numerous cars basically covered in water. We've had people trapped in different places. We've had to move 500 people from Lowe's parking lot to our community center because they were trapped there with water surrounding them. We had people at a pizzeria, Buddy's Pizza, almost 100, had to be rescued by city vehicles and taken to our recreation center. We've been hit in all of our major streets have been shut down. Our 696 is still shut down. And in effect, we've had, in our area, we were the hardest hit of any area in Michigan. I spoke with Governor Snyder, and he said it was probably the worst storm in 100 years. And Warren had about 5.5 inches of rain per half hour. And my director of fire department said that would be the equivalent of having 55 inches of snow. We're a little nervous tonight because apparently we got more rain coming, and I don't think anybody can handle it, especially citizens who have basement flooding, and we have thousands of homes that have basement flooding, and they're looking for help. I have spoke with the governor and requested help. I've also spoke with Congressman Levin, and I'm asking FEMA to come in, and I'm looking for help anywhere and everywhere I can get it because we have abandoned vehicles on the roads, we have damage to the streets, and tremendous amount of basement flooding.
Mr. Mayor, we wish you the best as the waters recede from the flooding. The sun is out a little bit now in Warren, the Detroit metropolitan area. That's a good sign. Bonnie?
All right, Dave, we're tracking some severe weather in parts of Virginia. This is a tornado warning, and we'll show you where it is right now. This is in Essex County and King and Queen and Middlesex until 3:15 local time. Stay with the Weather Channel for the latest on the flood and severe weather threat.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees with a thunderstorm. This afternoon, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. High 91, chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 77. Here's our 7-day outlook.
So factors like diet can negatively impact good bacteria.
Even if you're healthy and active. But Philips Digestive Health Support is a dual probiotic that helps supplement good bacteria found in 2 parts of your digestive tract.
I'm doubly impressed.
Philips Digestive Health, a daily probiotic.
If you have moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis like me, and you're talking to your rheumatologist about a biologic, this is Humira. This is Humira helping to relieve my pain. This is Humira helping me lay the groundwork. This is Humira helping to protect my joints from further damage. Doctors have been prescribing Humira for 10 years. Humira works by targeting and helping to block a specific source of inflammation that contributes to RA symptoms. Humira is proven to help relieve pain and stop further joint damage in many adults.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Take the next step. Talk to your doctor and visit Humira.com. This is Humira at work.
Check.
Uh-huh. No! Energizer protects your devices from damaging leaks.
Some question physics. Some question gravity. And some even have the audacity to question improbability. These are some of the bold new Ram commercial trucks, built to blow your imagination. Guts, glory, Ram.
Thank you for calling Colonial Penn Life Insurance Company. I'm glad I was able to help you today. Hi, my name is Diane Tull, and I'm a customer service representative for Colonial Penn Life Insurance Company. Insurance can sometimes be difficult to understand, but here at Colonial Penn, we make it simple. Alex Trebek has been representing Colonial Penn for over 10 years and is here to tell you how we do it.
Thanks, Diane. I'm happy to be here with these knowledgeable Colonial Penn representatives. I know that customer service is a priority for them. I've been representing Colonial Penn for over 10 years, talking about their guaranteed acceptance life insurance. If you're 50 to 85, write down the toll-free number on your screen and call for free information. With this insurance, there's no medical exam, no health questions either. Guaranteed. You cannot be turned down because of your health. And especially important in this economy, Colonial Penn guarantees that your rate will never go up and your benefit will never go down due to age. It costs less than 35 cents a day. That's less than the cost of a daily newspaper. Did you know that the average cost of a funeral is over $7,300 now? Don't leave the burden of medical bills or other final expenses for your loved ones. You know how difficult it can be to find good customer service these days. At Colonial Penn, it's their #1 priority. Call them now. You'll be glad you did.
At Colonial Penn, we've been serving our customers for over 50 years, and we have over 500,000 life insurance policies in force that help cover funeral costs, medical bills, credit card balances, or other final expenses. We're committed to our customers. We make insurance simple.
Let Colonial Penn make insurance simple for you. Call 1-800-356-1313 for free information and a free gift. That number again is 1-800-356-1313 or visit us online at colonialpenn.com. Call 1-800-356-1313 now.
Severe weather, Virginia and Maryland. Northeast of Richmond, a tornado warning is in effect. A tornado in this cell near Stevensville is headed east. Jamaica and Stevensville could be a tornado. Take cover now. Basement if you have one. Washington, D.C., south and east side, flooding. That's a threat. And up into Baltimore, south of Baltimore at the airport, 5.5 inches. It still continues to rain. Take no chances out there, my friend, please. Bonnie, back to you.
Thanks, Dave. Well, this summer we're raising awareness about a very preventable tragedy in our country. So far this year, 21 kids have died in hot cars. We've partnered with the group kidsandcars.org to remind parents to look before you lock. Jenny Stanley is with kidsandcars.org. She joins us now to explain why it's also extremely important to lock your cars at home. Ms. Stanley, we understand that 4 years ago, your own daughter died after closing herself in a car accidentally. Can you talk about what happened?
We came home from church, and she wanted to go next door to play with a friend, which we said that was fine. We found out later on that she was not actually at the friend's house. The friend had not been home. So when we left church, she asked if she could bring a craft home to complete. So I feel like when she was not able to play with her friend, that she went into the car to retrieve the craft so she could complete it. And she did not realize I had taken it to the house, and the more that she looked, that he just overtook her. And when we found her, it was too late.
That's such a terrible tragedy, almost hard to imagine. What steps should parents take to prevent something like this from happening?
Just always lock your door. If it doesn't matter if it's in the driveway, it doesn't matter if it's in the garage, and it doesn't matter if you even have children or not. For example, it could be an apartment parking zone or parking lot, and the kids decide they want to play hide and seek. Well, they don't care whose car it is. They're going to get in whichever car is unlocked. So just please lock your doors.
Do you think that kids are attracted to going into cars because normally it's typically a friendly place where they're enjoying time with their family?
I think so. I don't know that it's just something they would choose to do. I almost would think maybe it's on purpose, or they have a reason for it, either playing or hiding, or it is attracted to them. They think it's a great place to hide. I think it's a great place to play. They think it's, somewhere possibly something was left and they're going to reach for it, to look for it, an iPad or a stuffed animal, whatever it could be.
So what should parents tell their kids about playing in cars, whether it's their own car or a neighbor's car?
Just to never do it. Never, ever do it. And if by chance they do get in and get trapped, lay on the horn until someone hears you. Don't wait until it's too late. Just teach your child when they get in the car, and if by chance they get locked in, and lay on the horn until someone comes. And I actually have a close friend who practices this with their children once a month to make sure they understand what they should be doing.
Thank you so much, Jenny Stanley, for joining us and sharing the story of your tragedy, and hopefully more people will be aware since you are speaking out about it. Jenny volunteers with the organization kidsandcars.org, and she hopes that sharing her close call will really educate parents everywhere. Dave?
Thank you, Bonnie. Here's an update on the severe weather in the Baltimore and Washington metropolitan areas. This shows us how much rain has fallen. This is a radar estimate over the last 6 hours. And on the south side of Baltimore here, down toward the airport, 5 inches of rain have been reported. Now, the estimate was 4.9, so we know this is serious. And the heavy rain continues. Heat in a car can be a killer. Driving into floodwaters can be a killer. Kids sticking their foot into a drainage dish where water is moving quickly can all be killers. Alexandria, heavy rain. Back into Charles and then north into PG County. Flash flood warnings are in effect. Please be careful. More thunderstorms tonight in D.C., then we clear out tomorrow.
In this bag is 150 years of Swedish experience in perfecting the rich, never bitter taste of Gevalia. We do it all for this very experience.
That's good.
I know, right? Gevalia.
People all over the world know us, but they don't yet know we're a family. We're right where you need us. At the next job, next adventure, or at the next exit. Helping you explore super destinations and do everything under the sun. 12 brands, more hotels than anyone else in the world. So wherever you want to be, whatever you want to do, chances are we're already there. For a chance to win $1 million, visit WyndhamRewards.com.
I'm Creek Stewart, Weather Channel survival expert. Every Sunday night, we're taking 3 regular guys deep into the woods. Are you serious? Where we'll teach them not just to survive, make fire, but how to truly live. Look at this caveman. Show your
yourself what you're made of on Weather Channel Survival Sundays. At 9, it's So You Think You'd Survive. Then at 10, Fat Guys in the Woods. Every Sunday night on the Weather Channel.
Are you ready? Off the couch, into the weather.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees with a thunderstorm. This afternoon, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. High 91. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 77. Here's our 7-day outlook.
When I had my first migraine, I was lucky. That sounds crazy, I know, but my mom got migraines, so she knew this would help. Excedrin Migraine starts to relieve my pain in 30 minutes, plus sensitivity to light, sound, even nausea. Excedrin Migraine works.
Plan your unique North Carolina experience today at visitnc.com.
Under the roof of a home or business, damage can happen. When it does, turn to the specialists who put help in the palm of your hand. The Ready App and emergency response plans from 1-800-SERVPRO, like it never even happened.
You drop 40 grand on a new set of wheels, then wham, a minivan T-bones you. Guess what? Your insurance company will only give you $37,000 to replace it. Depreciation, they claim. How can my car depreciate before its first oil change, you ask? Maybe the better question is, why do you have that insurance company?
With Liberty Mutual New Car Replacement, we'll replace the full value of your car. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Looks like the Garcias got a new car.
What'd they get?
I don't know.
Sure doesn't look like a Buick.
Buick.
I'm outside. Where are you? I'm right here. I'm in the Buick. I don't see a Buick.
Take a fresh look at Buick. It just might surprise you.
That's not a Buick. That's what I told him.
Wow. This is nice.
Oh, my.
Now get 0% financing for 60 months on any 2014 Buick model during the Buick Summer Sell Down. Hurry, get the best of remaining 2014s before they're gone.
You won't find any anthills up here, but I just found some ants. Going from here to there. But by alternating these baits, I make sure that these guys are going nowhere. To catch a pest, you've got to think like a pest. Not just in any home, in your home.
So while the Qin dynasty united China, the Han...
Dr. Caro, what are you doing?
Trying to find the best hotel price for an upcoming conference. I have 3 lectures today, and this takes a while.
Well, why don't you use Kayak? It compares hundreds of hotel sites in seconds to find you the best deal.
Because although I'm an adjunct professor, it is not my...
I didn't hear you pull up.
Electric car. Sneaky.
Introducing the first ever all-electric BMW i3.
Now at Brayman BMW, the new BMW i3 is only $399 a month with free charging stations at our Jupiter and West Palm Beach locations.
Maxwell's is now open in the Driftwood Plaza of Jupiter. Gold, silver, coins, diamonds, jewelry, paintings, and objects of art. If you don't want it or wear it, sell it to Maxwell's. We buy and sell diamonds of all sizes, clarity, and condition up to 10 carats in size and above. We have decades of experience buying and selling gold, coins, diamonds, and objects of art. Maxwell's, located in the Driftwood Plaza on US 1 in Jupiter, Florida.
We have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Again, call Quicken Loans today or visit quickenloans.com.
Weather Geeks, Sundays at noon on the Weather Channel.
I'm meteorologist Bonnie Schneider, and we are tracking flooding across Baltimore. 5.5 inches of rain, and the day isn't over yet. You can see the cars moving very slowly on the roads. This is a DOT camera, and those dark clouds overhead. What a mess. It's ponding on the roads. One of the lanes you can see is really pretty water covered, so definitely a day to have the headlights on and limit travel. Here's the reason why. As we come out to our radar picture, we're looking at some very heavy rain. That's why flash flood warnings are in place. You know, when a flash flood warning exists, it means that we're already getting reports of flooding. It's not even a watch anymore. It's actually happening. So this is for cities like Baltimore, Columbia is Savage as well, into Baltimore City County. Heavy rain falling. We had a tornado warning in Northern Virginia, but it just expired. But it's important to note that we're also seeing severe thunderstorms popping up with severe thunderstorm warnings. Here's where the flash flood warning is. You can see south of the DC area, and heavy rain coming up the Delmarva at this hour. We're watching for the threat of severe weather as well into Virginia. Here's a severe thunderstorm warning. These storms not only contain the heavy rain, but also lightning strikes as well as gusty winds. This one goes until 3:15. We're likely to see these warnings pop up throughout the day, and here's the timeline as you can see as well. The storm working its way pretty steadily to the east. These are fast-moving storms, but the problem is there's so many of them, and they're going over the same area again and again, and that's why we're seeing so much in terms of flooding. Now, there's the threat for severe weather, not just in Maryland and Virginia, but also further to the north across Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and even into the northeast as we go towards the evening hours. But for today, we'll concentrate on that area. Our Torcon today is a number 3, so it's something to be concerned with in south central Pennsylvania and in Maryland. That's where we're looking at some of the potential for severe weather in terms of a tornado popping up. In the meantime, the jet stream is dipping to the south, and that's the setup through the middle of this week, and we'll be looking for heavy thunderstorms across possibly through all the way northward towards New England. So lots of activity here. Let's take a look at what's happening into the tropics. We go to our hurricane specialist, Michael Lowry.
Hey, Bonnie, nothing going on today in the Atlantic, which is good news, pretty quiet. But the Eastern Pacific and even the Central Pacific, pretty active right now. And if you live in Hawaii, unfortunately, you're going to want to keep your eye down to the tropics. No immediate threats right now, but we're going to talk about a disturbance that could move toward the Hawaiian Islands by early next week. Here's what's happening right now in the tropics. You'll see all of our rings over the Pacific Ocean. We're looking at Tropical Storm Julio. It's really the only active tropical system right now. That one was a hurricane well to the north of Hawaii, moving away from the island, so no impacts, no threats there. An area to watch here in the Eastern Pacific, sort of in the borderline between the Eastern and the Central Pacific, and then an invest area. That's where we're going to start here, all the way over in the Eastern Pacific off the coast of Mexico. This is an area of low pressure, pretty organized area of low pressure. The Hurricane Center is giving a high chance, a 90% chance of becoming our next tropical